Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, it's 3 o'clock. That means it's Tech Tuesday. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to be going into a second stream on TruVision Diagnostics for fiber. I did a little intro on that last week. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the PON diagnostics that we have in there in two particular panels, and I'll be right back. Thanks for joining me. So again, Tech Tuesday today, and I do a broadband deployment stream every day that I've been talking about. This past couple of days I've been talking about the notice of funding opportunity for fiber, and I thought it'd be a good time also on Tech Tuesdays to talk about our fiber diagnostics TruVision for anybody that's interested in that. So I'm going to give a demo of what that looks like today. If you've got any questions while you're on or comments, feel free to type that into the chat and I'll try to answer those if I can. So here you're looking at TruVision, and you're looking at, I wonder if I can make this, actually I'm just going to leave it, yeah, I'll go ahead and make it full screen. I think I can do that. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So you're looking at TruVision here, and this is a live version of the software. Now it is our development platform, so I always give a warning that I'm in the danger zone when I'm on this because we have developers all the time that are in here doing stuff, and every now and then they'll restart the whole system. So if this thing crashes in the middle, that's likely what's going on. But we're looking here at, I just want to give a quick review of this screen right here, because one of the things about TruVision that is so fantastic is that it is accessible for people in various disciplines in an organization. A lot of times fiber diagnostics are very technical, and usually only like your engineers can get in there, the people that need to go into the OLT, and they have to drill in, they get all these text screens, and they have to drill down in to find what they're looking for, and it's not real user-friendly even for them. But we've made this user-friendly for everyone from a call center agent to field technicians. You can use this on your phone in the field. Just pull up on your phone, and it's a responsive app. It's not an app, it's actually responsive in the browser, and you can use it if you are in the head end or in the back office. If you are a cable company or a fiber company, this works for both fiber and cable. We're looking at a fiber screen here that would be useful for troubleshooting in specific end users. So you can see here that we've got the picture of the device right here. This is the Calyx ONT. That's out at a customer site. And when I say a customer site, it's not at this location. So this is an actual live device out in the world somewhere at a customer location, but we've just kind of faked the address. It's a real address, but we moved it here to Alpharetta, somewhere where it's not really. And we put in fake customer information. So, but this is a real device, and you can see if there are any issues going on, and we see that we've got some transmit level issues and some receive level issues here. Now, whether these are really the right thresholds or not, I don't know. It could be that they've adjusted the thresholds to make some things come up red and yellow in here. But basically, if something is in a alert stage, it is, or warning stage, it is yellow. If it's an alert stage, it's red. So this would tell you that if you were talking to the subscriber on the phone, you'd be like, oh yeah, we see some issues here. Or they also, it looks like there's some yellow here on the video. So we've got a video panel here. We've got a voice panel here. You know, if you're looking at it, you can tell for example, is the hook status. What's the hook status on the phone? Call status, are they on a call? Is it idle? There's some different figures here that you can look at. You can ping that particular device there at that IP address. And then we've got up here our ports. And then we've got a map down here where you can zoom in or out. But generally, you're going to see your customer device right there, and then any surrounding devices and what state they're in. And we see these are all showing up as red. So again, I think we probably adjusted the thresholds in here possibly to make things so that we could see what it would look like if they were in not in a good state. Then we've got the customer information up here. We could also have a phone number. So again, this is perfect for troubleshooting subscribers. So this would be for that end of things. Today I was going to show what it looks like on the OLT side. So I can click over here in the breadcrumbs and get to the OLT that this device is on. And now I've got some diagnostics from the ONT. And I'm going to cover these two panels today. So this is my downstream statistics and my upstream statistics right here. And I've got the same situation where I've got thresholds in here letting me know if there are any issues on any of these PON ports. So I've got my PON ports right here. This would be however many you've got going on that particular OLT. And again, these are probably adjusted. Normally, we wouldn't see these many issues. And the way these thresholds work, and this would be especially helpful for those of you that are customers, because sometimes this is confusing, is that this does not mean that there are 32 red devices here or 14 here. Actually, yeah, no, it doesn't. So what this means is when it turns red, it means that the threshold, we have a threshold that says if you've got X number of devices on a PON port, when a certain number of them have an issue or an alert stage, then we turn it yellow, and then when a certain number more get an alert stage, we turn it red. So it's just telling you that there's a higher percentage of devices on these PON ports that are having problems. And then the really cool thing is, again, this is on the downstream side, I can click on any of these. I'll just click on this one right here. And that's interesting, it pulled up 2, so I would imagine that it's changed already. I'm going to go back again. Let's see, I got to do that to go back since I'm full screen. I'm going to reload this. So you've got an auto update. I can check that, and it will update automatically every minute or so, or I'm going to hit reload, and notice how it changed to 2, and that's because, you know, things happen, they go up and down. So now, when I clicked on it the first time, it had not updated the screen, but when I clicked in there, there were 2 devices. But now that I've updated the screen, I'll see, I click in, I've got 2 devices that are making up this downstream issue. And you see it says downstream receive, power is what I'm looking at here, and these are the devices right here. And you can see other issues that we've got. We can see there's a video issue on here, a little warning, and then we've got data alert right here, and then we've got some upstream issues right here. I can, so right now, this basically brings me to the report screen, so I can go ahead and look at particular vendors. That's the Calix thing, and then any models. I guess there's only the one. Well, I can actually select Calix. Wait a minute. There we go. I can look at any models, and I could select one of those if I wanted to. In this case, I only got 2 devices, so I'm just going to go back to any and run that, because I don't know what devices they are or what models. So I can also, on here, I could change if I wanted to see any of these other things like voice, video, or data. I can also change to the upstream from here if I wanted to do that. And I just hit run. Now I'm going to see downstream and upstream. You see I've got 3 now, or if I put any, it's probably going to show me maybe 1 or 2 more. If there's, no, I don't. So it's, yeah, so basically it would show me any video or data errors as well if they were on other devices. But I've got 3 right now. And I'm going to go back to, actually I'm going to go back to upstream where I was, or downstream, sorry. There I go. So downstream, click run, and again, you see I've got 2 here. Now you'll notice there's no name or address information. That's because, again, this is a development database. We did import some, actually we imported some names and addresses, again, to make it so that we can look and see what's going on map-wise, those kinds of things. But in this case, there's not any associated with these particular devices, which is why you don't see anything there. I'm going to go back. Clicking there, I'll go back. And I'm going to click right up here. I've got the total. So this is the total downstream receive errors for all devices. I can click that. And now I'm going to see all of those appear on here. You can see those. And now you can see on here we do have some addresses that we put in here for fun as we look at this in this development database. So when I click map now, I've got a little map tab over here. When I click that, that's going to plot all of those devices on the map. So that's really helpful if you are looking at this from the perspective of trying to figure what's going on the PON on your network, basically. So you can see, let's say you had an outage, you could look at devices that were offline, for example, and then you could see exactly where that was. But in this case, we're looking at all devices that correspond to this downstream, these downstream errors. And again, I can do the same thing, and I can say, let me see all. Let's see, look, any right there, and it may put more on the map, may not. So we didn't have addresses associated with those others. And again, just to go back to the list, I just click report right there, and I go back to the list. And you can sort by all of these little items here in these columns if you want to, and move these things around. You know, like if you wanted to sort by all your video alerts, you can do that and bring those up to the top, kind of thing, and then you can scroll down and see everything. And then something else I was going to mention, I think I need to go back to show that. Here go. So if I'm in here, like here's video, for example, I've got the same thing. So if I've got numbers and here's to video, it's not showing up as a color because it hasn't reached a threshold where there's enough video errors or alerts on here where that would cause that to change colors, but I can click on there and I can see that as well, and I can see those. And again, you see that it changes for what you're looking at, so downstream video, but again, in here I can change that to anything else if I want to do that. And then there's this show all, and what that does is it shows you all errors or warnings on these devices, on this particular port. When I click run, you see I can get everything basically. That's an error that's on the particular port. So if I want to see everything there, that's going to show me everything. So it's not just any, but it's all basically warnings that we have on these devices. And I've got the same thing on the upstream side. Back. So same thing here. So you can see I've got basically I've got my port, got my transmit power, my receive power, and then my total issues. So we don't have as many items here, but same thing. I can click this 3 down here, see what that is, and I've got 3 issues. And if I click show all, that didn't do anything else. So there's no others to show here. So I can also do it's right now set for any. I can do upstream only. Run, same thing. So it's just basically lets you slice and dice this data the way that you would like it. And again, no addresses here to be able to be looking at. So I'm going to go back again. Let's see if there's anything else to show in here. So downstream, upstream, and that's pretty much it for this. You can always compare, how many devices that you've got that are having a problem compared with how many are on the port. For example, we've got 112, I've got 9, and then here I've got 112, and I've got 3 devices, no, 7, excuse me, 7 that are having an issue, and there's 9 down here that are online. And I can always click this number, by the way, and do the same thing. It's going to show me a little bit different view. It's not really looking at errors or alerts. It's just basically showing me which devices are online and a little bit of information about those. So I've got my, again, customer name if it's relevant, identifiers, serial numbers, card numbers, GPON ports, their profiles, the vendor, and vendor that is would be Calyx, and then any alarms, and this does not, or these don't have any alarms going on. And the same thing here. So if you're looking at a particular PON port and you want to know where are all these people on the map, you can click that. Again, there's only 4 that we have addresses for in here. All these NAs we didn't put in a name or address. When I do that, I've got those 4 folks show up, and there's no issues with those guys right there that have addresses associated with them. So you can see where they live. And you can always click, I'm going to go back again, back to here. So again, if you're looking at this one, you got your 7, I can't look at that one because I don't have any names or addresses. Let's go back to one that has names or addresses. I'm just going to pick this one here, probably got a few. Yep. So when I map these, again, I can see the folks that are in the report that have been geocoded. And then I can see where they are, and you can always click in the map as well, by the way. I showed this last week, but you can click in the map and kind of compare what they look at. You can see the different issues that are going on. Again, this has got a video alert here, upstream issues, and a downstream issue. Over here I've got same thing, and then over here I do not have the video alert. Looks like I'm good there. So you can always click those, and then you can also, if you want to go actually take a deeper look at this, again, this could be somebody who's troubleshooting the subscriber specifically. You can go to View Detail and come right back to a page like we saw earlier for this particular customer. And again, you can look at what's going on their ONT. And you've got the map here. You can scroll out and whatnot. So there you see the 2 basically status screens for upstream and downstream performance and any alerts that you have right there. So next week I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff that's on the OLT screen that shows you PON status, temperature of the lasers, those kinds of things. So I'll be back next Tuesday. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button, click the little bell, and you'll be notified when I'm live. And lately, like I said, I've been doing broadcasts every day at various times of the day, depending on what's going on in my day. But sometime during the day, you will see me pop in live with a broadband deployment news. And there's been a lot of news lately with the notice of funding opportunity that has come out from the NTIA for the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, specifically the broadband deployment portion of that, the $42.45 billion. We now know the details of that, so I've been kind of going through that NOFO and going through some of the details on that. So I'll start again on that tomorrow. So hope to see you then. Bye-bye.